All right. We're going to go ahead and get the meeting started. We're going to try not to keep you too long. We're just going to give you all the general information about the club. And then we're going to introduce some of the officers, introduce some of the producers, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm Dakota Russ. I am the president of Blue Raider Student Television. We are a student organization that creates TV shows out of Studio One. So all of this equipment that you see, all the cameras, the walls, all the equipment in the control room, all of it is student run and student crewed. This semester we have 3 shows that are going to be filming that we will talk about later. So yeah, I will give it over to Justin to talk about all the positions that can be crewed.
Thanks. So I'm Justin. I'll be the engineer for all this, so making everything work together. Just want to go over the positions that we have in the studio. There's more than just running camera. So of course we do have the camera operators. I don't think any of the shows are using this one too extensively, but in the future running this will probably be a position. But in the control room we have a director, someone who's calling the shots, someone who's saying ready, camera one, take one, calling audio cues. They're the main visual brain of the show. Then sitting next to them is the technical director. So that's whenever you go in there, you'll see the board with all the buttons and pretty lights. That's what the technical director does, is when the director says ready one, take one, they're the ones that actually push the buttons to do that. And they get to use the T-bar to dissolve, like you've seen in Star Wars. Then let's see what next. There's audio. He's not going to use the voice of God. I thought he would.
Hey, don't make me do it.
Yep. That's our audio operator. But there's a person who needs to sit at the board and turn up the faders, EQ mics. Next to them, their right-hand man or woman is what we call an A2. So the A2 is the one that's in the studio, putting the mics on people, plugging the mics into the walls under the direction of the A1. So if you're audio-minded, but you don't want the pressure of running the board during the show, there's A2ing. We need a lot of A2s for The Wave, our music show, which you'll hear about later. And then let's see. Next is playback. So a lot of the shows will have videos or content that they need played back during the show. So we have a Mac running ProPresenter. We have 2 Macs. So playback is another position. The producers, especially Houston's sports show, which you'll hear about, needs a lot of extra help producing. So the producers are in charge of the content of the show. So the director's calling the shots on the visual, but the producer is the one who's on the back end, knowing what they're going to talk about, getting the talent in. So assistant producing positions, graphics. Some of the shows have lower thirds that come up, or what we call wipes, when it does an effect across the screen. So that's what the graphics operator would set up. Then back in the studio, we have camera operators. Then we have stage managers. So the director is talking to everyone on headset, and they know they're about to film in 10 seconds, but the people on the stage don't know that. So the stage manager is the one who's giving them a verbal countdown, basically just managing everything that's happening out here. If something needs to be moved, they'll grab people to move them. Am I forgetting anything? Okay. Yes, lighting. As you can see, there's plenty of lights in the studio. And so I'm not good at lighting because I'm colorblind, but we have other people that are really good at lighting because they are not colorblind. And you can get really creative with putting gels in the lights, or moody lighting and stuff like that. So if that's it, then I'm done. We try to make everything work as smoothly as possible and try to have it set up before you get here. But me or Dakota are your main contacts in case anything technical is not working. Cool.
One more thing before I hand it over to Emily to talk about crewing. I just wanted to introduce everybody to the officers, who are the leaders. That's Justin Tart, engineer in charge. Bye, Justin. Like I said, I'm the president. Then we have Emily Pickle Relish, or Picarella. She is the production manager in charge of all crewing, She's kind of like the outside liaison, so like anybody that wants to contact us kind of go through her, requesting items, stuff like that. We have behind the computer hiding, we have Seth Sanders. He's the equipment manager, so we have a closet full of equipment, so if anybody wants to check that stuff out, use it. He's the one that goes through it. We've gone through and barcoded everything. So that's what Seth does. Then we have Houston Chapman, who is not here tonight. You'll see a video of him, though. He's the content manager, so he's the one that is in charge of all of the producers and says, like, hey, this is how the content needs to be formatted, like approves what content goes on air and what doesn't. So, yeah, you'll hear a little bit more about him on the video. So, Emily, want to tell him about crewing? Oh, yeah, that's right. She's new. I'm sorry. We have brand new as of what? 2 days ago, we've decided. Yeah, we have Elise. She is our social media officer. We've had social media officers in the past, but she is just rearing to go, and she is already planning for a lot of things on social media. So if you see us on any social media platform, it'll be going through her. So there we go. Yeah. Now Emily.
Hi, everyone. I'm the production manager, like Dakota said, so my job is to... Don't worry about that. But my job is to inform you all about what's happening. So I'm in charge of crewing as well, so if you did not see coming in, there is a barcode that is... Not barcode, QR code with a application to BRTV. So if you've not signed up for that and you want to be a part of BRTV, you're going to scan that code with your phone and it'll take you to a Google form. And it's just going to ask you a bunch of questions like your name, email. Please spell your email right and give me your last name too, because I'm not going to know who Isaac is unless you give me a last name. And then just stuff you've done already and what positions you're interested in. I'm going to try my absolute best to crew you in the position you want to be in. I can't guarantee that, especially if there's a high volume of people that want to be in that position. And it'll tell me what shows you want to be in. I will say, if you just say you want to be on the Wave, that is really, really, really slim chance of you getting on the Wave and getting a position, because really tight crew. Only like 2-3 spots are open since a lot of crew is returning. So if you just put just the Wave on your application, either resubmit if you want to do another show or just hope and pray you get that position. I'm going to try my best. But yeah, just even if you're a returning member, please do the application again. Your schedule has changed since last semester, so I don't know if you're still available to do the show you've done last semester, things like that. So please, please, please do the application if you want to be a part of BRTV. I will also send out weekly emails. So if you're wanting to know what's happening this week, I will send out emails every week updating you all what's happening. Some shows may get canceled all of a sudden. I will send an emergency email to everyone, but once you get crewed onto a show, you will be in a group me with your producer, and they will give you updates occurring about their show. But yeah, if there's I will send updates too this semester about if there's a position that needs to be filled for a particular show because someone can't show up. So if your availability is oh, I'm available Tuesday, and you're not on that show, but there's someone who couldn't make it to the show, I can reach out to you and be like, hey, do you want to do this show tonight? I'm thinking about doing that this semester as well. But yeah, that's about it. Is there anything else I should talk about? Trying to think. I don't want to. If there's any concern at all, if there's a position you don't want to be in that I put you in, just email me and I can see what I can do. And even if there's just some problem happening in BRTV, just reach out to me. I'm kind of a human resources person, so don't be shy. I'm around and about too, so if you have any questions or concerns, just reach out to me and I'm happy to answer anything. So yeah, welcome to BRTV, guys.
All right, now we're going to toss it virtually to Houston Chapman. He is on the wall behind some of you. It'll be a stretch, but yeah, Justin, you can go ahead and play the video.
Hey everybody, my name is Houston and I serve as the content manager and executive producer of Sports Ballin'. I want to tell you a little bit about my show. Our show Sports Ballin' is going to air Hey everybody, my
There
name
he
is
is.
Houston and I serve as the content manager and executive producer of Sports Ballin'. I want to tell you a little bit about my show. Our show Sports Ballin' is going to air on Monday nights at 7:30 this semester. I would love for you to join. This year we're going to be covering everything Tennessee pro sports. That's the Titans, the Predators, the Sounds, the Grizzlies, and all of our great teams here in Tennessee. So I'd love for you to be on the show. If you want some more information, I'm going to toss it over to my producer Evan over here. He's going to give you all the information you need.
Thanks, Houston, virtually. Hi, everybody. My name is Evan Snyder. Last semester, I was a producer on Sports Ballin'. This semester, I actually be an on-air talent. So like he said, one of our segments is mainly we're doing pro sports. So the Preds, Titans, the Grizzlies, stuff like that. Kind of switching it up from last year. We did MTSU sports, but we mainly just focus on pro sports. He also did mention that we're going to have 2 other segments on top of that. So we'll have hot takes. So what hot takes is every week either the on-air talent or the producers will help make hot takes where it's like, I think Ryan Tannehill is going to throw for 500 yards, or Derrick Henry's going to do so-and-so, or this player's going to get traded, so stuff like that. So controversial takes on sports and stuff like that. The other one is picks. So basically, if games going on that week, we all go throughout. The talent will go through, pick who's going to win that game. So like the Bills and the Rams are playing tonight, we would be like, oh, we think the Bills are going to win, the Rams are going to win, so on and so forth. Anybody can join it. We've had multiple people last semester in the spring that had no idea about sports at all and still worked on our show. So it's not just limited to people who know about sports. Anybody can join it. So if you don't know anything about sports and want to get more involved with it, feel free to join. If you already do like sports and want to be more sports, I guess, want more sports in your life, join us as well. We're also looking for an editor as well to kind of help with that process because we didn't have one last semester and it was a headache. I stayed until like 1 a.m. one night editing an episode. Thanks, Houston. Wish he was here so I can tell him that. But that's really our show. Again, anybody can join it and we're more than happy to have anybody work on it with us.
All right, one more quick note before I move on to the wave. If there are any special positions like editor or talent that you would be interested in that's not on the application, just email Emily about it, and we'll see about like talking to the producers and Houston about getting you on those positions. We kind of focus more on the behind-the-scenes part, so those like in front of the camera talent, that'll be more her realm. Unfortunately, neither producer for the wave could be here tonight. They wish they could, but circumstances just kept them away. So I will talk about the wave. The Wave is our music show that has been the longest running show that we're still producing, entering its fifth season. So it was started way back at the beginning of the pandemic, and we didn't even know if we were going to keep it, and it's grown into the big show that it is now. But that being said, it's like the very like senior positions because the producers like have picked all of their crews. The producer has picked like all the crew members for it. They trust all the people that are on it and bring them back season after season. So that's why it's like a tighter show, because it's if someone drops out, we can do it. But the show itself is about music. So like they bring in a band, they do a performance, they interview the band, talk about like what inspired them with the song, all that stuff. So it's a really cool show to come watch. Even if you don't get crewed on it, feel free to come watch it. Just let probably me or Emily know before showing up, just so that we don't have like 50 people there getting in the way. But by all means, it's part of the program, so come see how that show is produced. So yeah, and now I will toss it over to Sol for the director's chair.
1 second. With the wave, if someone's wanting to do audio, I am needing like 1 or 2 more A2s. Just throwing that out there.
Jonathan needs A2s.
You heard the man. Jonathan needs A2s. Hi, I'm Sol. This is Rachel, and we are the producers of The Director's Chair. And that is the show that BRTV does, where every week we have on one of the many talented student directors here at MTSU. We feature some of their work, and we talk to them about their process and what they really love about movies. It's supposed to be very enthusiastic, very joyful, something that's like very much, the projects are made student filmmakers, we make these things for free. So it's got to come from that place of passion. So it's like, what is this director truly passionate about? And that's really the crux of the show. Very, very beginner friendly. If you've never done anything before, do not be afraid of the director's chair. It's pretty low tech, pretty simple show, pretty fun concept. So you should definitely apply. And it's going to be fun. I think that's my time.
All right. So just a couple more like housekeeping stuff, and then we'll be good. Feel free whenever we're done with the meeting to come up to us, ask questions. We can give a tour of the studio, take y'all through the control room, see kind of a closer look of the cameras, all that stuff. One thing, BRTV does have a due of $10 that is required of all students, even officers. We do have T-shirts available to purchase, these T-shirts. How much are they, Seth? The shirts? We charged 15 last semester, but then they ended up costing more, so I think we're charging 25 this semester. That is not a requirement. That is just if you want a shirt, you can get a shirt, and we'll go and get it made. For those of you that paid last semester, I have a list of all of you. We have the shirts here, and we will be giving those out. So stay after the meeting. One more note about the QR code. That is also a requirement. MTSU requires us to keep track of all of the students that are enrolled with our department. So just if you scan that, fill it out, we'll have your record that you're part of the show, part of BRTV. That's really the sole reason that we have it. And then for the email list. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't think so. So I think that's the end of the meeting. Feel free to stick around, ask us questions, and we'll probably take y'all through a tour.